Quick and easy lo mein. So first let me show you the ingredients that we'll be using for our base. We're going to be using 3 tablespoons chicken broth, which I've already put in here. So we have 3 tablespoons chicken broth. What I like to use is Weiler's chicken granules, because if you use a chicken broth cube, you end up throwing a lot out. So if you want to just use the granules, just use a little bit of that and make 3 tablespoons chicken broth. So we've already put that in there. Here's the ingredients right here, so you can see what we use. We'll be using, there'll be 3 tablespoons chicken broth, 1 to 2 tablespoons soy sauce, 1 tablespoon hoisin sauce, 1 tablespoon sugar, and 1 teaspoon sesame oil. So let's start with our chicken broth, which we have right here. Now we're going to add our 1 to 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. 1 and 2, good there. We're now going to add our 2 tablespoons of hoisin sauce. Here's that we use. And here's 1, it's kind of thick. And 2. Good. Next we're going to go on to our 1 tablespoon of sugar. Here we go. Get out something dry for that. 1 tablespoon sugar. Very good. Mix that in. And finally we have 1 teaspoon. Here we go. Here, I'll use this one. 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. We either have sesame seed oil, or we've also found toasted sesame oil. Both of those seem to work. So we'll use, that's a half, so we'll do 1/2, 1 whole. Very good. Mix it all up. Great. Start our water boiling, and we'll take a nice handful of pasta. You can use either just, this is thin spaghetti, just regular Italian thin spaghetti, or you can use Asian noodles, whichever you prefer, but we've got this handy, so we're going to use this. So I get a nice handful of this. I'll break it and put it in. There we go. In the meantime, I've also got my wok starting to heat up, and we'll be putting some vegetables and our sauce in here in just a minute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to chop up my garlic. I use about this amount. You can use more or less according to your taste. So we flatten it and get this little stuff off that's on here, and we should be good to go. So we'll chop this up. There we go. Good. And we'll be mixing all this in. So we'll put that off to the side. Now we can get any vegetables that you like. Traditionally, what you would probably like to use are some spring onions. So we will chop the ends off those, and we'll chop up our spring onions, go about 1 inch down or less. Good, good. Good, we have all this. Next, we like to use 1 stalk of celery. So we'll get our celery, chop the ends off here, and then we'll chop our celery into small pieces. Good. Okay, we've got our celery, we've got our spring onion, we've got our garlic. We throw in some other things that you won't traditionally find in lo mein, but we like them, so we'll throw them in. We throw in a little bit of carrot, not a traditional lo mein item, but any vegetables that you like, you can add to your liking. Alright, there's some carrot. And at our family we like baby corn, so we even throw in a few baby corns here. Couple more. Good. Alright, we've got our vegetable and everything here. So we'll check and see if the wok is heating up and check on the... We're going to put some oil in our wok to get it going. You can either use wok oil, there's all different types. Here's a garlic stir-fry oil. You can even use vegetable oil, whichever you prefer. So today, why don't we just use a little bit of the wok oil. I'll put 1 tablespoon in. Put in about 1 tablespoon. There we go. We'll now stir it up. And we'll add our vegetables here. So put in the garlic, the onion, all the different things we have here. Now we're going to stir this for several minutes until it starts to cook. If you'd like to as well, you could add either some chicken. You can have some chicken cooked up. You can have some barbecue beef, whatever you like with your lo mein. Vegetables are cooking. I'm going to add just a little bit of our sauce from earlier. Pour that in. Great. We'll cook it just a little bit longer. And now we're going to drain our pasta. Great with that. And what we like to do is add just a little bit of the, maybe about a tablespoon of that sesame oil. We add that in there. And that'll help the noodles not to stick. So we'll stir that up a little bit here with our fork, and we're good to go. All right. Our pasta in with our veg. There we go. Cover it all up and start to stir. Great, now we're going to add in our sauce. I mentioned earlier, I think 1 tablespoon Hunan sauce, but as it was written down correctly, it was 2. So just so you make sure you got that right. Stir. Pour all the rest in. Great, smells delicious. What we're going to add is just a little bit of soy sauce. Like I said, add a little bit of little extra soy sauce on there. By the way, it's not Hunan sauce. Sorry, for those of you not familiar with it, it is hoisin sauce. It was part of our sauce that we used. Stir it up some more, and we'll let this stir for a few minutes, and it should be. We're almost ready. You just stir it a little bit longer. If you have dark soy sauce, you can add that, and that'll make your noodles turn browner if you prefer that. Also, if you want at the end, sometimes we add just a little extra hoisin sauce at the end, just to give a little extra flavor. Alright, looks good. And finally, here it is, ready to eat. If you'd like at the end, sometimes I like to sprinkle a little bit extra hoisin sauce on it, or if you like soy sauce, maybe add a little bit of that on top. Otherwise, if you don't like it quite that strong, it's ready. Hope you enjoyed the recipe, and good eating.